Who are you, baby?
Who are you? You're the member of European Parliament, sir. You're the important one. I'm just a kickboxer.
Answer my question, though.
Who am I? Well, I've managed to become a pretty influential figure online. I feel like I've been saying things everybody has already been thinking for a very long time. I feel like I've said that water is wet in a time where it needed to be said. But I've become a massive inspiration to the masculine youth of the world, which has also painted a target on my back. So to answer that question professionally and compendiously, it's hard. I'm a kickboxer, I'm an influencer, I'm a businessman. I am a political prisoner inside of the beautiful country of Romania. I'm lots of different things. What about you? Because you were a YouTuber and now you're the most transparent politician inside of the European Parliament. So what would you say?
Well, today we're going to talk a lot about politics, about what the metrics is, because I think I see the metrics, I'm from the inside and I see what this, and I'm not sure if this metrics is like something organized. I think it's just bureaucracy. Wouldn't you agree with? It's just basically the system.
Well, that's a really good question because I've had lots of different theories thrown my way. They'd say that it's organized by these shadowy figures hiding in a room somewhere trying to destroy the world. And then some people just blame incompetency. Some people just blame bureaucracy. Some people just blame lots of different interest groups, which are all trying to constantly compete, which of course is human nature. The banks want certain things and the farmers want something else and all these different powerful lobbies pushing against each other. So yeah, what is the matrix? It's a really good question. And I guess the real question is also, because you're a lot deeper into it than I am, how deep really are you? Like how much power do they really have in that room? Is there another room? How does Ursula keep winning when no one likes her? Like what's really going on maybe behind that? I don't know, you know more than me. Is that an illusion? Is democracy real? Is the matrix something else behind that? The reason I would say, however, is that it is organized and it's not bureaucracy, is because there are some subjects which you simply cannot seem to vote your way out of. It doesn't matter what team you vote for, you cannot avoid going to war with Russia. Everybody is saying give money to Ukraine. Everyone in the population, every European doesn't want this. Everyone's saying no. But no matter which politician you get in there, all they talk about is how they must send money to Ukraine to fight Russia. Unlimited and unchecked migration is another one. Most Europeans want their country to stay like the country they remember. They want people around them to think like them, look like them, speak the same language. That's what they want. But it doesn't matter who you vote for. You can't seem to get it. There are a few subjects which are just beyond democracy, which would, I guess, beg the conclusion that it is being planned. It is being orchestrated by somebody.
Immigration is one thing that we are going to talk later about. But so you are saying that there is some people behind orchestrating this. Is this kind of something billionaires, George Soros, and all these types of people? I don't know, like that these people are saying?
Well, it's interesting because money is the simple answer. It's easy to say that they're doing these things for money. But at a certain level, and I can even talk from personal experience, and I'm really not that rich, money doesn't become interesting anymore. What becomes interesting? Power.
We're going to talk about exactly how rich you are later.
Well, we can give a number. But you're not interested in money, you're interested in power. What you want is people to do as you say, which is why you want money in the first place. So you can hire staff or influence elections, whatever it is. Money is power. When you get to a certain level, you're no longer interested in the money because the money is something you print. It's something you make up. It's imaginary. The money's not real, as we all know. So from there, you're primarily concerned with power over and control over people. So then you'd have to ask yourself, and if you don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, and I try not to be, I try to be very logical about these things. Who wants absolute control over the European populace? Well, the leaders of Europe, as well as the enemies of Europe. There's lots of people who would want absolute control over the European populace.
So you are talking about incentives now. Who has incentive to control?
Yeah, who has incentive and who has influence. So who can do these things? Who can influence the politicians to always, constantly, no matter what, dedicate themselves to self-destruction, dedicate their economies to self-destruction, to go to war with Russia, despite the fact their constituents don't want that? Who has that kind of power? Well, you'd argue, if I had to guess, It would be banking interests. It'd be BlackRock. It'd be the people who want all the Ukrainian land. It'd be the American deep state who make all the weapons. I mean, there's very few powers on the planet influential enough to say to every single politician, no, 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 we're going to war. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter who dies. It doesn't matter how expensive energy gets. We're going to war, and Putin is bad, and he has absolutely no reason to do what he's doing. He's a madman who must be stopped, and he's going to come and he's going to take Poland and Romania. He's coming for Cyprus too, probably. Black Sea Fleet. He's coming for everyone. This garbage, and it is garbage, a lie. There's only a few entities on the planet powerful enough to do that. And those entities are, of course, very rich. But I don't think it's primarily just about making more money for them. It's about getting more influence and more power. I'm talking from a person who doesn't have anywhere near $100 billion. I don't care about money. It's like, how much money to make them obey? Sure, done. Clean the house. That's all humans do. You hire a cleaner, you hire a taxi driver. What do you pay him for? Here's money, drive me where I want to go. Everyone buys influence. So they do it at a higher level. You asked, how do these people influence politicians? Well, before Twitter, before X, before social media, before people like you, primarily they do it through the media. You're a politician, you want to have a job. If you piss off the powers that be, the media will just come out and slander you to the end of earth like they've done to me. They'll say every day that you're a bad person, every day that you're morally corrupt, every day you've done bad things. They'll then at the same time funnel endless money in our world, to them a fraction of a penny, into your competitor's party. And then they'll say to everyone around you, if you support this guy, you're going to get wrecked like them. He's a sinking ship because he isn't obeying. If you support him, your campaign's going down the drain too. Before you know it, you have people who want to keep their jobs, who realize, this game's rigged. And that's how they buy the power and influence, via the media. The media machine is nothing more than a propaganda arm for the deep state. All they do is push the narratives they want pushed. The media wasn't allowed to say COVID's not scary. It was instructed to scare the populace. That was the whole point of it, so that everybody complied. It's the same now, trying to scare everyone into believing that Putin's going to march into fucking Berlin. It is garbage, but that is their primary job. So that's how they control the politicians, via influence, the media, and financing. And that's why you can't seem to find a politician who will go against these things no matter what their population says. Politicians aren't working for their constituents anymore. They're working for the people who control them. They're working for the people who allow them to live or die. You look at a politician and say, why isn't he doing what his people wants? Because he doesn't work for his people. He works for the person who puts money in his bank. And it's not the people.
Well, it's a new year now. We're all putting our goals and all this stuff. So I'm in conflict on what goals should I put as a politician, what Europe needs, and what I will be useful, because we only have 24 hours in the day.
Of course.
We can do only very, very few things if we put our mind to it. It needs to be very specific and limited. But I'm curious to hear what you think should be my goal. What are the problems in Europe that they need to be exposed and all this stuff? Curiosity.
I can tell you now that nearly everybody in Europe only cares about one thing. And they're tired of their nations changing demographically. This is the truth. It's not about legal migration, illegal migration. I'm brown. I'm half black, half white. So this isn't a racist point of view. I'm just telling you that everybody, whether they're black, white, brown, whatever, is concerned with the fact that their nation no longer looks like the nation they remember, that people don't speak the language that they used to speak, that their culture is falling apart, and that they're losing themselves into this primordial, this new world order global soup of various colors and brown. And they're very concerned about that. People of all nationalities, all races, and that is the thing which we can't seem to ever truly get to the bottom of. We talk about migration, illegal migration, and legal migration, all these different things. That's all actually by the by. Whether they turn up legally, illegally, etc. Of course, illegally is much worse, of course. But primarily, people in Europe are offended by and deeply concerned by the fact that England always looked like England for a very long time, and everyone spoke one language, and it was England, and now it's not. And once it's changed, it can never go back. And we're not allowed to talk about that. In fact, we're psyoped into saying that that's a good thing, and you're not allowed to be concerned about it. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. I'm just telling you what everybody is upset with. Now, America is actually a different scenario, because America is a brand new country that was formed multiculturally. But Cyprus, you're Cypriot, I believe. Cyprus had Cypriot people, and you looked a certain way, and you spoke a certain language, and you did certain things, and you had certain holidays, and certain customs, certain cultures, and you ate certain food. That was Cyprus. And now that's changing. And every single country is changing. You go to Hamburg, you don't see Germans. It's not Germany anymore. And people are very upset and concerned about that. And for some reason, no matter how you say it, you can't get the Europeans who are in charge, supposedly, in the council, to give a shit. We are being replaced. Native Europeans, which I'm not one of, by the way, I'm American. Native Europeans are being replaced. And once the replacement is complete, it will never be reversed. So either you convince everybody that they want to live among people which are nothing like them, or you allow people to live among people who are like them. I don't know what the answer is.
But it's very,
and I'm being careful how I answer because I'm already going to catch a Europol war and everyone understands exactly what I'm saying.
To summarize this point, it's very interesting. So it's a very good question. Do we want Turkey in the European Union? Turkey will be the biggest population probably out of the other countries. And it's 80 million people, how many they are. So when
Wait, sorry, 80 million Turks in Germany or in
No, 80 million in Turkey. Do we
Turkey.
want 80 million people to come with free border control and all this stuff? So it will be kind of a distraction. And are we ready for this culture shock? So this is like what you are saying is not, I don't think it's controversial. It's, are we ready for this culture shock?
Well, it's not.
So we're just asking the question here.
Well, culture shock is one way of putting it. I would argue it's culture immolation. Are we ready for the cultures that Europe was built on to be destroyed and erased forever? Now, this is a question. Are you ready to have the culture of your country to be erased forever?
So many cultures have been erased forever in the history.
Correct.
So it's interesting. It's a valid question.
It's a valid question. Are you prepared for the cultures of Europe to disappear and then become a new culture under Ursula, where everyone is half Turkish or from sub-Saharan Africa or from God knows where, Bangladesh. Nobody speaks the same language. Everybody's just chasing the bag, trying to get money. Nobody loves their neighbor. Nobody celebrates Christmas. Is that what we want for Europe in the future? Or do you want to go to Italy and feel Italian and listen to Italian people speak Italian language and eat food with too much olive oil on it for some reason and enjoy your nice boat?
Olive oil is amazing.
Okay, do you want to go to Cyprus and watch the
Also, I need
Greeks
to
and
know
Turks
why
argue?
you have beef with Brian Johnson.
All right, we'll go to that in a second. Do you want to go to Germany and enjoy the beautiful Germans' complete lack of sense of humor? Do you want to go to France and listen to them be arrogant about champagne while their cities crumble? At least they're unique. Or do we want one big soup of God knows who from God knows where? And this is the thing that we're not allowed to discuss for some reason. That is the basis of all things.
Yeah, okay. I have the last question, but I want to say that when I came here, like I got so many texts that don't do this, don't do it, because like I am kind of, now I'm innocent, stupid, 24-year-old in the European Parliament that is associating myself with like that you have like all this kind of drama around your name. So, but I was like, fuck them. Fuck them. I want to talk everyone in the world, even people that they killed, even people, I want to understand what they said. Absolutely. And this is the world that I want to live, to Absolutely. Hear the perspective of the others. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have a mistake. But anyway, I'm very happy that I came here.
So am I.
And we need to wish, this is one of the last podcasts that you are going to do in 2024.
I think so, yes, yeah. But hopefully, let's catch up in a few years and the world will be fixed and Europe will be back and we'll be back on the stage and Trump will be in charge. Everything will be great again. We can fix it, sir. In a couple years, we're going to be back. We can do it. Let's be positive.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you for listening. But I will ask you the last question I ask everyone in the podcast that I do. You are going to die in 1 minute, 30 seconds. What do you want your last words to be in this planet?
My last words on this planet is I want to be remembered as a brave person who always took the brave choice. I think that history is only remembered. History is full of the men that did the brave thing, even if it didn't work out their way. And I think that one of the most important things you can do as a man is always take the brave option, and despite the fact it may give you personal detriment. I think that bravery echoes into eternity, and there's been millions of men who die who we don't remember their names, but the ones we remember were always doing something brave one way or another. And I think that's the most important thing you can do as a man today.
We love you all.